Hey, this is Movie Edge, and this video is going to be another collection video, but not just any collection video. No. One of my favorite comedy teams of all times, the Three Stooges. It's my Minion shirt that I had to wear today to do this video, even though you can only see half of it, but still. What this video is going to contain is some early works that they did at MGM and Fox, for that matter. Some all their Columbia shorts and all their Columbia appearances. Some of their special live television appearances. I got Blu-ray stuff. I got even colorization that Columbia put out and kind of toyed with. And I got some box sets that are one's out of print, the other two are still available. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? And I'm going to start off with this film. Now, people think that Curly was the original Stooge, third Stooge. No, it was a man, Ted Healy, started it with Moe and Shemp Howard, and they found Larry in Chicago, and they liked what they seen, and they said, if you quit your act and you get rid of the violin, because he had a violin act, we'll give you more money and you be part of our team. So they made this movie at Fox, Soup to Nuts. Very underrated film. And the Three Stooges are at the beginning of the film, at the beginning of the movie. They're in the middle, kind of, and at the end there's a lot of them at the end. And there's actually a fourth Stooge in here, which I don't know his name. Yeah, it's not listed on here, but this character right here plays sort of a gay comic, but for the time they didn't really care. But I don't even know what happened to that guy after this. And this photo right here was taken on the set, and supposedly this photo right here, that's their wives in real life. That was taken there. So there's some really good photos on here. Yeah. And not that I'm plugging anything, but if you want to see a lot, I mean a lot of Three Stooges photos and other things, check out my Facebook page, the Three Stooges Archives. And yeah, or it's just Three Stooges Archives. It's either Three Stooges Archives or the Three Stooges Archives. I forgot. But I do post frequently on there, here and there. But it's well worth checking out. And join if you want, if you're a big Stooge fan. But this one was the very first one. It was not called Fox at the time. It was called William Fox. And Fox kind of sold it to, I want to call it 20th Century at the time. So they called it 20th Century Fox. Yeah. And you could only get this one from 20th Century Fox. And yeah, the artwork inlays. That is Shemp. Very first movie that they made. They made a play before this called The Night in Venice, which I really wish they would have filmed, but it got really great reviews. Off-Broadway play. That's one. Then after that, they kind of sort of broke up with Ted Healy, and they went on their own. Shemp got offered, I think, a deal with Warner Brothers Vitaphone Shorts. So he left the group. They needed a third man. So Curly was in the picture. Shaved his head and his mustache, and boom, third Stooge. Now, they were not with Ted Healy at the time. They didn't really care for Ted Healy. He would take one check, they had to split a check. So Ted Healy asked him, I got a deal at MGM. Do you want to come with me? And it was a year contract. So they did. And this can be found on the Three Stooges, or the Warner Brothers archives. And it explains everything pretty much on what they did at MGM, from movies to shorts to special appearances to cameos, and list goes on and on. They were in such movies as Meet the Baron, which I'm going to be showing you soon. Fugitive Lovers, which there's a clip on that from here. I don't know if that movie's out yet on DVD or on Warner Archives. Dancing Lady, which you could still get. That was with Joan Crawford and Clark Gable. Hollywood Party, which you can get. It's on Warner Archives. So yeah, they were in movies like that, and then they were in Technicolor shorts, and they were in some shorts were good, some shorts are bad. The best one, in my opinion, the best two were Plain Nuts and Hello Pop. And Hello Pop on this documentary right here, it's pretty much out of date, because Hello Pop was found, and it's a Technicolor short with Ted Healy and the Stooges, and it was lost for decades. And some collector in Australia found it in his collection. He watched it. He's like, this has got to be historic. This has got to be something someone's looking for. So he contacted Warner Brothers, and sure enough, they bought it off them. And it's on this set. You could actually get this set from Warner Brothers Archives. It's classic shorts from the Dream Factory, Volume 3. And it just happened to be all Three Stooges shorts. Now, Volume 1 and Volume 2, they have good shorts on it too, but not anything Stooge related. This features their shorts at MGM, Plain Nuts, 1933, which is basically them on a stage doing their vaudeville act, and cut into there when they take breaks in between was footage that was deleted from certain movies, and then they would re-edit it into these shorts so the footage wasn't wasted. That's basically all their shorts. Yeah, that was from 1933. Roast Beef in Movies was actually Curly Howard, billed as Jerry Howard, his real name, 1934. He was teamed up with two other comedians, which really, it was in two-color Technicolor. And it doesn't make sense why he was teamed up with two other comedians at the time. I don't know. The Big Idea, which was the last short they did at MGM, and it was out at the very same time Woman Haters was, when they joined Columbia. So at the exact same time they had a MGM short and a Columbia short. But The Big Idea, really the Stooges weren't in much of that. One of the best shorts that they did from 1933, Beer and Pretzels. It's an original short that they made with Ted Healy and actually a female Stooge. Bonnie Bunnell was Ted Healy's girlfriend at the time, but she was considered the female Stooge. Yeah, Beer and Pretzels. Nursery Rhymes was a two-color Technicolor short too, and it featured a lot of deleted scenes from another movie, and then they went back to the Three Stooges doing their shtick and stuff, and that contains Bonnie Bunnell in there as well. Hello Pop is the one that got lost for decades until some guy in Australia in 2013. So I guess it's 5 years. More or less 5 years. And yeah, that one is one of their best ones too. It's in Technicolor. You get the, it's beautiful. The restoration on it, they could have done a little bit better job, but other than that, it's great to actually see. Before, all that existed from Hello Pop was just stills. That was all that was existing. And, yeah. Going back to Plain Nuts from 1933, that short was supposed to be totally different from what was filmed. That short had stills of Ted Healy and the Stooges and Bonnie going around the world backwards in this plane. And I don't know what happened, but they never used the footage. They shot stills for it and everything, and then it ended up as them on the stage doing vaudeville act. So I don't know. But this one is well worth getting. And it is 112 minutes. Not everything on here is a gem, but if you're a big Stooges fan, you will love it. And this is, again, it's from Warner Archives. And don't expect it to be cheap, because it's between $18 and $20. But it's well worth it. Well worth it. This is, it doesn't have a region on it. DVD, not rated. I don't know. You have to, if you're out of the country, the UK, Europe, wherever, you're gonna have to actually write them and find out if this is all region or not, because there's no region on here. Along with Lost Stooges, there's no region on it. Soup to Nuts. Soup to Nuts. Does it have a region? Yeah, it's region 1. But these two, for some reason, no regions. And they're DVDRs. So you have to find that out yourself, people. Okay. Slipping something in here. Something I forgot to talk about the MGM days of the Three Stooges was a movie that they actually were loaned out to make Ted Healy and the Stooges at Universal. And it was a pre-code movie, and it was called Mirth and Margie, and they were radio personalities, and they decided to make a movie of them, but Ted Healy and the Stooges stole that movie, and it was just great. It's not available, at least none that I know of, on DVD-R or on Blu-ray or any other country. Might be available sometimes on Turner Classic Movies if you want to see it there. But other than that, that movie is not available to buy. But if you do come across it on the TCM schedule, DVR it, because it is a damn good movie, and the Three Stooges and Ted Healy stole that movie. Just a little bit of trivia there. And now back to the video. Next, this is a comedy set that when did this come out? 2006, and this is still in print. And you got Meet the Baron, the movie I was talking about on the Lost Stooges. Meet the Baron was a Jack Pearl, Jimmy Durante movie with Zazu Pitts in it, of Hal Roach fame. She did a series with Thelma Todd. You know, they made 17 shorts. Ted Healy and the Stooges are in it, and Edna Mae Oliver. A lot of, if you're an older group, you'll know who that is. Directed by Walter Lang and produced by David O. Selznick. And it's a funny movie. It really is. Meet the Baron. It's a story of Baron Munchausen, pretty much, but not anything spectacular. Now this one here was an indie film that's on this double feature set. That was the only film that they made, the second feature film that they made with Shemp. And it was George O'Brien's last movie. He was a Western star. Started back in the silent era, I think. And this was his last movie before he retired. And It's pretty funny. Um, the first one came out, no, Gold Raiders came out in 51, okay? And Meet the Baron came out in 33 when they were still at MGM. And this is Region 1 locked, so. Meet the Baron, 66 minutes. Gold Raiders, 56 minutes. Now, even Gold Raiders, there's shorter versions than that of this. Because the Three Stooges are throughout the whole movie until the very end. For some reason, they mysteriously disappear for 5 minutes. And George O'Brien, you see him fighting cowboys and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, the Three Stooges appear again. It's well worth checking out. Three Stooges do some really good routines in it. And yeah, I recommend this. You can either get it singly by itself, or you could get it in a 3-pack with 2 Laurel and Hardy movies and 2 Abbott and Costello movies. Only exclusive to Warner Brothers. Nowhere else. Okay. Now, I'm going to get into this big bad boy. If I could take them all out at the same time. If I could take them all out at the same time. Okay. This bad boy I actually had bought individually. I didn't have this set. I bought them all individually, and then when this set came out, I found out it came with a bonus disc of solo shorts, cartoons, and some other stuff. And I didn't feel like buying it again, so I bought this separate on Amazon for a really good price. Then when we had the house fire a few years ago, all of these got wrecked. The artwork, the boxes all got wrecked, but the discs were still mint. So, kept the discs as backups in the cases. They're in storage at my parents' house. So I decided to buy this box set again, which it's a good box set. Yeah, really cheaply made though. This cardboard is just crap. It contains everything in there. 190 shorts, 2 feature films, 28 never before released shorts from Shemp Howard, Joe Besser, and Curly Joe Dorita, and 3 Columbia cartoons, which they made they're kind of like Warner Brothers cartoons where they draw them in and, they make little cameos in the cartoons. And they're not really shown on TV. They used to show them on a channel, but I don't think that channel exists anymore. It was called Zoom or Vroom or something like that. I don't remember. It was from Canada, I think. They used to show Columbia cartoons there. You got everything from full screen to widescreen. So everything is proper aspect ratios in here. And yeah, I'm going to go through them, just show you what they look like. Starting with Volume 1. Volume 1, which you could find actually some of these really cheap at like Dollar Generals and stuff now. And probably like other stores too, really cheap. This is 1934 to 1936. This is like the beginning of their career at Columbia, cream of the crop stuff. And I'm going to give you a look at the back. That's all that's on the set. Just those. And proper aspect ratio and everything. Each disc, I'm not going to open up each disc because just for time reasons. Each disc is one. Great artwork inside. Boom. So, yeah. I recommend this set for any Stooge fan. Any of them at all. So that's Volume 1. Let's go to Volume 2, 37 to 39. Okay. And here's the list on the back of all the shorts. Check that out. And check that out. Volume 2. Volume 3. Okay, the first one had 19 shorts, second one had 24 shorts, and Volume 3, 40 to 42, has 23 shorts. And, yeah, there's a list of the shorts. If you could, there it goes. Yeah, very well done packaging on these. And here is Volume 3, Volume, wait a minute, Volume 3, there's one missing here. Volume 4. Volume 4. And this starts at 1943 to 1945. So it's still really good shorts up until, I want to say, 1945, where Curly started showing signs of a stroke and slowing down. And there is their track listing shorts. Yep, these are all region 1, so sorry people in the UK and stuff. I don't know if this set's out there or not. Nope, that's not it. That was 21 shorts. This is 25 shorts. This is volume 5, from 46 to 48. And this starts the shimp shorts as well. Here is the track listings. And shimp started in 1947 after Curly had a major stroke in Half with Holiday. So there's Half with Holiday, and then shimp started up with them again. And you couldn't tell that he ever left. He just fitted right in. And yeah, so that was volume 5. Volume 6, 1949 to 1951, 24 shorts. And there you go, track listings. And yeah, and you got 52 to 54, where they started remaking their shorts. Columbia was getting cheap, and they started just decided to remake them and use old footage from the other shorts that they made originally into these shorts. So these weren't really spectacular. I mean, there's some in here like Spooks and Part of My Backfire, which were 2 3D shorts. And when I originally got this set, those shorts were in standard 3D. And then when I rebought this in the big box set, didn't come with a 3D. So as they came out with the new ones, reissued it, not in there. And even if you buy the one at Walmart that has all the discs in there, there is no 3D ones in there as well. The original ones had the 3D and the 2D versions. So yeah, here's all the listings. A lot of remakes in here. Not much funny stuff, because you can't blame Mulberry Shimp for that. You gotta blame Columbia for having, you want to cut their budgets all the time. And this had 22 shorts on it. Next was 55 through 59 and 32 shorts. And this is where they started. Wait. No, this is actually the one where they started making widescreen shorts. And this continues the widescreen shorts. And the end of Shimp shorts, the beginning of Joe Howard shorts. And Shimp, his last original short was Blunder Boys. It's a great short. And the rest of them were all remakes. And then you got the Shimpless shorts. There's 4 Shimpless shorts where they put a stunt double in there and made it look like Shimp, so they could fulfill their contract, because Harry Cohen at Columbia was a really hard ass and said, you either make the shorts with the third person or you can make them without them. And it would just be Mo and Larry. So they decided to use stock footage of Shemp and stunt double from the back. And those shorts were Rumpus in the Harem, Hot Stuff, Screaming Shirmers, Commotion on the Ocean. So those four right there, nothing, Shemp wasn't in there. And that was over, what was it, a year or two without Shemp? Then they finally hired Joe Besser to start working with them. And Joe Besser wasn't their first pick. It was Joe DeRita, but Joe DeRita was under contract on an off-Broadway play, so they couldn't get him. But Joe Besser did work for Columbia in his own shorts, and that's why they got him. Same thing with Joe DeRita. Joe DeRita and Joe Besser worked for Columbia at a time, so that's why they were under contract. They both did movies and shorts, so that's why they were up for that. Three Stooges, or Mo and Larry really didn't want to go with Besser, but, you know, he fits in. I mean, he's better on his own, or he's better working with Abbott and Costello. But, yeah, the last short they actually made was 1959, Slappy Bullfighters. And by the time Slappy Bullfighters came out, which is a remake of an old Curly short, that came out at the same time I think Three Stooges movie came out, Have Rocket Will Travel. So it was like at the same time those things were out. And what else is there to say about this? Not really much of anything. But yeah, this set all in widescreen. And it's great seeing this in widescreen. Because many years, Channel 32 in Chicago, Channel 50, showed them in full screen. There was no widescreen versions. So, yeah, that right there is the whole set. But there's a bonus disc that comes with it, and the bonus volume. So that would be volume 8. This would be bonus, and I consider it volume 9. So Three Stooges, Rare Treasures from the Columbia Pictures Vault. I'm going to get into this in another set that I have in a little bit. But this is basically 3-disc set, and it contains the Three Stooges full-length Columbia films. Rockin' in the Rockies, which was the very first movie that they made for Columbia in 1945. Columbia decided, sure, make a movie. That's when Curly was sick. Curly was just getting a stroke, and he was slowing down. Have Rocket Will Travel, that was the very first movie they made with Curly Joe DeRita in 1959. And so I guess they decided to put it on here. Three Stooges Columbia Shorts, Three Stooges Columbia Cartoon Shorts, which is just little cameos drawn in of them. Disc 2 contains solo work from Shemp Howard, and they're mostly Andy Clyde shorts, but Shemp was jumping in on there. And, yeah. And then, I want to say there's about... Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of shorts with him on there. And then disc 3, shorts starring Joe Besser. Solo shorts starring Joe Besser, which are really awesome. He made 1, 2, 3, 4... I think 5 he made, and then they remade them like they did with the Three Stooges shorts. So, and they're, I want to say... Half of them are in widescreen, so it's worth seeing. And then Columbia solo shorts with Joe DeRita from 46 to about 48. He made shorts, and he was also in Columbia features as well. And none of those were in widescreen. Yeah. So this is a really, this alone is worth getting. I'll tell you another place you could get it in a little bit, but if you can read all that, that's all that's on this set. Now, it didn't originally come in this case. It came in a stacked case. It was all stacked up. So what I did was I went to the Dollar Tree. I found a Shark Week disc that I really didn't give a shit about watching, and I just took the discs out, gave the disc to somebody, and lo and behold, 3 discs, and it matches the other cases greatly because the other cases are clear as well. They're clear cases, so this one's just clear case. There you go. That's that whole set. Okay? That's that whole set. If I don't have them all falling down. But yeah, that set's worth the money, worth the pickup to get. Now, going all the way to Joe Dorita, I'm going to show you the Joe Dorita movies that I have that they should have put on that set to make the complete set. Alright, first movie that came out, this wasn't a Joe Dorita movie. It was basically the Three Stooges in a compilation film from their shorts. This is to promote them when their shorts got re-released onto TV, and it was Stop, Look, Laugh. Not one of the greatest films in the world, but if you're a Stooge fan, you watched it. And it had Paul Winchell in there. He was a ventriloquist and a voice guy. He did a lot of cartoon voices for Hanna-Barbera and stuff like that. And yeah, so it was a compilation between them and the live bits and then the new stuff with him. And this was actually, these shorts were actually in widescreen. So they actually made the Curly Shorts in widescreen to put this movie out. And give you a look at the inside. Yeah. Originally, I sold this because I'm like, I really had it. Then I regretted it because I'm like, I'm missing this one now and stuff. It even came with a bonus short, a bonus short, A Bird in the Head, which I don't know why they picked that one to put on. It's kind of like their worst in my opinion at Columbia, but yeah. And then you got nothing really else, but it did come with a bonus short. It's well worth checking out if you want to see Curly Shorts in widescreen. Yeah. Next, the Three Stooges with Curly Joe Dorita did make feature films. Now, you can either get them from Mill Creek on a set, DVD set, or you can get them on the Blu-rays, which I picked the Blu-rays after I bought the DVD set. I'm like, oh man, it's going on Blu-ray. I have to have them on Blu-ray because the first time that anything with the Three Stooges were on Blu-ray that were legit. Now on this set, you're going to see Time Out for Rhythm. Not a Three Stooges movie, but it was made for Columbia, and the Three Stooges are in and out of this movie, I would say, almost 20-something minutes in and out of the movie. The movie itself is from 1941. Don't have the time on it. But yeah, they were in 20 minutes of the film. And, Time Out for Rhythm is 75 minutes. So they were in a good chunk of the movie. In and out doing gags and stuff like that. And they actually do have a song. Like, they were in a club and they did an actual musical number in there with these 2 other comedians. What was their names? Not on here. But they were famous, but they didn't really last that long. But The scene is hilarious. So that's Time Out for Rhythm. Time Out for Rhythm, yeah. And then Rockin' in the Rockies was from 1945, which I talked about already. And the only movies that they're missing on here is they did two segments in a movie called Start Cheering, which I think you can get that on their Burn on Demand program at Sony, which I might actually pick up sooner or later. I have it. Someone made a copy of it for me, so I have it, but I just don't have it legitimately. So I might pick that one up soon. And then they go into the Curly Joe Dorito ones, and actually they were in. I want to say this. They were in a movie called, which I don't have with me, but they're actually in a movie called. Oh wow, my friend. Oh it was a movie that I can't remember the name of right now, but they were in it, and throughout the whole movie, there was a gag in the whole movie with construction in New York, making noises, making everything, and all these characters in this one apartment were like, God, why don't this construction stop? And then at the end of the movie, the construction gets louder and louder, and through the floor, who comes up? The Three Stooges. And Curly has a line, the only line in that movie, going, "Hey Mo, don't look now, but I think we took the wrong turn." And Mo and Larry pop up, and that was it. There was another one earlier in their career at Columbia called Captain Hates the Sea, which I don't have, which is on DVD-R. You can get it through Sony. And that is where they were playing this band with... It was just a band on the boat. And Larry had the only speaking line, and he spoke it with an accent. It's really weird for them to be in that movie, but they only had a couple of little cameos in it, and that was it. So yeah, Columbia did utilize them, just like MGM did, but you know. And the other movie that I talked about, I can't remember the name of it, but it's on DVD as well, in a box set called I think Icons of Screwball Comedy. Either Volume 1 or Volume 2, I don't know. But it's well worth checking out. Then they went and moved into the Have Rocket Will Travel with Three Stooges. The first movie they made with Curly Joe Dorito. How was that? Next is their Volume 2, which contains Three Stooges Meet Hercules, Three Stooges Around the World, Three Stooges Go Around the World in Days, one of my particular favorites, and The Outlaws Is Coming. That's a fun one. That was the last movie that they made at Columbia. The only problem with this 2-disc set, this 2-volume set, is they're missing Three Stooges in Orbit. Why? I don't know. I even asked Mill Creek. I even sent them a letter, and they're like, I don't know. It depends on the copyright. It's Columbia. Columbia owns this. Columbia had the right to put that out, and Columbia still owns these, so why not put them all on her? I don't know. But that comes to this, and that is Three Stooges in Orbit. This is a fun one. Now, the story behind this is it was originally shot as a short, a Technicolor short that was supposed to be a pilot for a cartoon show. The first part, this is like 13 minutes, was the Three Stooges, and they used most of that footage up. And then the second part was a cartoon to promote the pilot. And the cartoons were made, but this was never used. So they put it in this movie, and they turned it to black and white, But I think after this movie was out, then they decided to put it out at a theater as a 13-minute short in color. It didn't make any kind of sense. They should have put that as a special feature on here. But this one is a fun one. And it's kind of like made like their older shorts. It's even got Emil Sitka in here, which there's no pictures of him on here, but he's in here. And if you know Emil Sitka, he was in a ton of one curly short, and then a whole bunch of Shimp shorts, even Joe Besser shorts, and he even did other Columbia shorts that starred other comedians. And yeah, it's in widescreen. All the movies were in widescreen except for Tower for Rhythm and Rocket in the Rockies. Those weren't in widescreen. Well, these Blu-rays, these are both Region A locked, so sorry about that. And this is Region 1 locked. One of the movies that the Stooges slipped away after they made, I think, Three Stooges in Orbit. They went to Columbia, no, not Columbia, 20th Century Fox, and made a Technicolor movie, Snow White and the Three Stooges. This made a lot of money for 20th Century Fox. This was put out 1961 and was in CinemaScope and everything. They did a beautiful job with this movie. If you ever not seen this movie, it's still on Amazon. You can still buy it, 16 something. Sometimes you might find it cheaper. I found this at like Walmart bins sometimes for cheap, the DVD bins. So yeah, and if I could find her name on here, oh well. But she was an Olympic skater. Yeah, if I could find her name, it would be Olympic ice skater Carol Heth or Hith. I don't know. Let me take a look at that. There it goes in the back. But yeah, she was in the movie, and there's an actor that was in this movie that was also in Three Stooges in Orbit. Just happened to be that way. So, good movie if you haven't seen it yet. Next, I went out of order a little bit, but Swing Parade of 1946. That's what it's originally called. And it was a movie with Curly Joe DeRita. No, not Curly Joe DeRita. Curly, the original Curly. And starring Gail Storm. And Gail Storm, she was famous back in the 50s on TV. She had her own show. And it's a musical comedy. Bunch of great scenes with the Stooges doing a lot of old bits from some of their shorts. And I'm surprised that Columbia let them go to Mollygram, I think it was called. Is it Mollygram? I think it was Mollygram Pictures. And they let them go and do this. And I have actually a better copy of this. Yeah, Jerks of All Trade was a TV pilot they made with Shemp, and I think it didn't pass because the gags were just way too expensive, and Emil Sitka was on it as well. So yeah, I have this somewhere else. I'm going to be showing you in a bit. So there we go. Next Blu-ray I am going to show you. What does this got to do with the Stooges? The Mad Magician 3D? What the hell is that got to do with the Stooges? Well, just happened to be that the two Three Stooges shorts that were taken away from the box set in 3D, they decided to put it in actual 3D here on Twilight Time, The Mad Magician. So they actually put it as a bonus. It's from Columbia. It's legit. And you have Two 3D slash 2D 1953 Columbia shorts starring Mulder and Shemp. Pardon My Backfire and Spooks. Now, I don't have a 3D TV, but these are the first legit Shemp shorts that were released to Blu-ray, so I had to have it for that reason. The movie itself, if you can get it cheap, it's actually pretty good too. Little dark comedy there, and that's about that. So, yeah. So the Three Stooges are ending up on Blu-ray here and there, but very slowly. Next, I'm going to talk about this. This set was put out by Legends Films, and there's a lot of good stuff on here, but I didn't like the quality of it. Now, it's called The Three Stooges Triple Whammy, and you got three discs on here: Extreme Rarities, Greatest Routines, Alive and Hilarious. Now, I'm going to show you Extreme Rarities. See all that stuff? There's some live stuff on there, some other stuff on there. Greatest Routines, it's also some live mixed in with some other stuff, and Alive and Hilarious. Now, Extreme Rarities, you have Hollywood on Parade, which was a short with Ted Healy, and I don't even think that is the whole short. It was edited down to just the Three Stooges part. Ted Healy, Three Stooges, and Bonnie Bunnell, the female Stooge. And that one, I don't know. No one could give really an answer saying Hollywood on Parade was made before or after the Three Stooges were at MGM. That was a Paramount short, by the way. So, Screen Snapshots was a something I never seen before, and it was about horses, celebrity and their horses, and they showed the horse short, but they only restored the part with the Three Stooges on it, and they colorized them, which doesn't really bother me because I never seen it before, and it looked fantastic the way they colorized it, and it's just Mulder and Curly, pardon the pun, horsing around with a horse, and it's great to see. They did a colorized version of Heavenly Days, very piss poor, not even worth watching. There's a Joe Besser interview on here, 3 hilarious 1950s live TV skits, Three Stooges on the Dan Thomas Show, plus rare trailers and commercials, and much more. There is stuff that is still missing off of this that I really wish they would have put on. Was an Aquanet commercial. Yeah, why the Stooges were doing a commercial for Aquanet, I don't know, but it was a very funny commercial. It was Mulder, Curly Joe doing multi-roles in this commercial. It was great. And there's a bunch of bonus features on here with clips and stuff like that. Greatest Routines consists of Mo, Larry, Curly Joe for 35 hilarious misadventures, which was basically the live action wraparounds that they made for the cartoon series. You'll laugh until you hurts, blah blah blah. And yeah, the rest of the stuff on that was not really that great on that one. 3 bonus Three Stooges cartoons and 3 theatrical trailers. It's not really that fantastic. Live and Hilarious. The Three Stooges live on the Ed Wynn Show, which I've seen many, many times. And this time they colorized it and restored it and remastered it, so it looks pretty good. You can actually tell. Trail Mania, which is trailers from 1941 to 1965. Not all the trailers, but most of them. So yeah, and then there is bonus features like Private Buckaroos featuring Andrew Sisters, and Shemp was in that movie, but it's not the whole movie, it's just clips. Frank Sinatra show, which is a New Year's Eve show that the Three Stooges came in, Ole Iron Chimp, and they did one gag on there that they never did again. That's worth checking out. Snow White and the Three Stooges TV promo, which is actually pretty good, and theatrical trailers. So, if you still find this set, pick it up. There is some rare stuff on here that I have never seen before I bought this. And if the colorization doesn't bother you, well, there you go. But Legends Film also did put out another volume, but it wasn't with that. It was Swing Parade. This is the better version of Swing Parade. It's a black and white version and the colorized version. Actually, Warner Brothers Archives has Swing Parade as well, but this one had extras on it. The Warner Brothers Archives is DVD-R, so this is actually that. There's bonus stuff on here. There's Africa Scream clip with Shemp, because he was in that movie with Abbott and Costello. There's some stuff in there that I don't remember what it was. Episode of My Little Margie with Gail Storm. That was an episode of her show. Swing Parade trailer, theatrical trailers from, I don't know. And there is another Columbia short on here that featured 3 other comedians at Columbia at the time. And I will do some sort of video about Columbia shorts. It's well worth learning about. Phony Cornies was on there. There's the back. And that's well worth checking out. It's got Dudley Dickinson in it. And there's a Swedish comedian, I keep forgetting his name. And Tom Kennedy. 2 out of the 3 worked with the Three Stooges on their shorts and stuff. So, and Champ. So yeah, this is well worth checking out and getting. Yeah, if you could still find it in this version. This one got stuck in the fire, but it just has some warping on it, so it's not a big deal. Oh, show you the inside. And it tells you about the other ones you could buy. And it's got artwork. Yay. All of them had artwork, actually. So that is the Legend. That is the Legends film collection. Triple whammy. And the bonus disc that they didn't put on there. Swing Parade. Okay. Now we're going to get into a little bit of the Three Stooges Columbia history, where Columbia tried to colorize their shorts and resell them on resell them on DVD, but people didn't go for it. I bought them all because of the fact some of them were brand new to DVD at the time, and I didn't know that they were going to plan on putting out an entire set. So yeah, hey, look. What does this got to do with the Three Stooges? Breaking all the rules? With what? Jamie Foxx? Morris Chestnut? What's going on here? It was this disc that started it. It was this one and the bonus features that started it all. The Three Stooges colorized short Hoi Polloi. That was the only way you could get this short, was on this as a bonus feature. So that's the reason why I got this. The movie, I plan on watching it one day. But if you are looking for this, it's like at used stores constantly. So, yeah. And they go through the process of, there's like a making of how they made the short and colorized it and stuff like that. So, yeah. What genius at Columbia, well, this is Screen Gems, but it's still Columbia Sony, wanted to say, hey, let's put a Three Stooges film on a Jamie Foxx movie. I don't know. And it's just one of those things. It's just it would have been better on a another comedian's like movie or whatever. I don't know. But then from there, they slowly released volumes of Columbia's idea of colorized, which is really good. The colorization in these are good. You have digitally had to go frame by frame, and the computer would colorize this. Well, I don't know what order these go in, but yeah, whatever. I'm going to show them. This one is called Stooged and Confused. It looks beautiful in color. Grainy still, yes. That's the problem. The graininess. Which on the black and white versions, you can't really tell on the set that's so much grain. But this one contained, you could see it. Violent is the word for curly. You Nazi Spy, and at the time it was new to DVD. No Senses, No Feeling, that was new to DVD. And Nake and Every Steak. That's how they sold these. If you didn't have them on DVD, these were new to DVD, so people would buy them. I mean, you had a choice between black and white and color. So, yeah, and each disc was about 70 minutes. I mean, that's all they put on here was 4. So, next one. Goofs on the Loose, and this one contained one of my favorite ones, and it was Men in Black. They got nominated for Academy Award for that short, and that was well worth checking out, seeing how it would look in color. The next one was The Sitter Downers, new to DVD at the time. Punch Drunks, that was fun seeing it in color. That looked absolutely great. And then Playing the Ponies was another one that was actually awesome to see in color. 68 minutes on this one. Yeah, both have color and black and white. The next one, Stooge on the Run. They put this one out, but with this one, people kind of got upset about it because these are all shorts that got released on other sets, and but they were not restored, remastered, in high def. You got Dizzy Doctors, Calling All Curs, Disorder in the Court, which that lost its copyright a long time ago, so anyone could put that out. Pop Goes the Easel. That was fun watching it in color. This one's 70 minutes long, and none of them were new to video, so this is kind of a rip-off right here. But I got it anyway just to have it in the collection. This one, Helpless Half-Wits. This one's a pretty good one, but again, nothing new on this, just the colorized version. And what you got on here is 4 shorts, 2 featuring Shimp this time, Beer Barrel Polecats. Now, why would they put that one out of all the shorts that they could have put? I'd rather have seen another short that would have looked great in color. This was a remake of a 1942 short, which I can't remember the name of it, and they just, the beginning is different. That's about it. And there's some other, this is the one where Curly was really sick in, and he wasn't even in some scenes. So there was that. And then I'll Never Heil Again. That's kind of fun to watch in color. And then you have Dopey Dicks, which Dopey Dicks was actually pretty good, and that's a funny short with Shimp. In color, And then you have Brideless Groom. Again, a short that lost its copyright. So anyone could put that out. So Columbia decided to put 2 copyright ones, lost copyright ones on this, which is kind of a ripoff. This one's got the wrong time on it. It's got 137 minutes. It's really not. It's probably like 70. because they're counting these twice. You know, the black and white edition of that. I don't know why they did that, but that was kind of stupid. Columbia canceled this after, I think this was the last one, and yeah, they never went back to making anything else in color. They still do make colorized films here and there, but it's like there was a Harry can't pronounce his name. Harry Harryhausen. Don't judge me. I can't pronounce his name. But yeah, he had a colorized movie, and there were some other old colorized movies as well. But it's well worth having in the collection. Okay, next we're going to go over some stuff that it's doubles in my collection, pretty much. And this one here was well worth getting. This, if you have the Decades channel, it's on the Decades channel once in a while. They'll show the 9-part documentary series, which was put out by Paul Howard. It was produced by him, and he actually narrates and everything. About the Three Stooges from the beginning of the career to the end of the career. And this set is great because, I mean, yes, you could get just documentaries on another set, which I'll be showing after this. But this, really sturdy box. Really sturdy box. This one, for collector's purposes, comes with a lot of memorabilia on here. I'm going to show you some of it. This one, a memorabilia book. It tells you everything, pretty much what's in it. And it tells you a little bit about the history of the replicas and stuff. Yeah. This one, a really good treat. This is a reproduction script of Uncivil Warriors reproduction script, and it has word for word in here and how they did it, even the corrections and everything. And yeah, there you go. There was hardcover books with the Three Stooges scripts on them. I can't find that book, but I know it exists. They did volumes of it, and yeah, these are fun. These are actually fun. So that's another piece of memorabilia, a reprint memorabilia. Then in the 60s, they were signed to March of Comics, and they did a comic book series, which I have an original one in storage at my parents' house that has the cover of them playing baseball. This one I do not have, but it's a reproduction, and it shows you what the comics look like. Now, it's not the first time the Three Stooges made comics. They made them with Curly, they made them with Shemp, and Curly Joe. Joe Besser never was in these comics. And it's a reproduction of somebody's because it had signatures on it of Mulder and Curly Joe and to John blah blah blah. I don't know. But yeah, nice little piece of memorabilia. Here is Three Stooges fan club yeah, the Three Stooges fan club replica stuff. And you would get like sticker stamps. It's really cool. And then they give you a replica of the fan club. This is some kind of like certificate of authenticity or whatever. They give you one of those. There was a card also that they gave you, but they didn't give you a replica of that in here. I'm going to put that back in here. That. All this stuff is really cool. And it's the outside of the envelope. You could still join the Three Stooges fan club. But I don't know how much it is anymore. This Three Stooges more memorabilia stuff in here, and this stuff is very, very cool. If I could get it out. That's it. This very cool stack of stuff in here. You have sheet music from the Alphabet Song. Yeah, that is really cool. If you can actually take a look at that replica, it's like, yeah, Alphabet Song. They actually did a recording of this over there currently, but yeah, it's not that hard to find, or it's kind of hard to find, but if you go online, you'll find the original version. This, I don't know what this is. To my little pill. I guess this is a letter from Mo Howard's son, I want to say, because I don't see. I know there's waiting home for me with my little skipper Paul. No, I guess Mo wrote this, but there's no signature on it. Yeah, it's a letter from Mo, because it says Daddy Dare. So yeah, it's like a little letter, personal letter from him to his family. This, Mo Howard, Helena. It's a personal check of theirs on what it used to look like. It's a replica. And on the back is something Mo wrote out and stuff. So it's actually not worth a thing. Even the account number or anything, it's all old. Let's see what this is. It's a fun set. You know, if you could find it again, if you could find it still. I mean, this is yeah, this is another letter from Mo to his daughter, I guess. You know, rel reproduction there. What is this? This is this was his postcard from to his wife when they were in Japan in 1960s, I guess, and they were on tour. It says Mr. Joe DeRita. Dear, I don't know. Thanks. Finally, Mo. I don't know. It has Joe DeRita's dress on it. I have no clue, but it's a reproduction of that, and then that. Pretty cool. Yes. I'm getting to the end here. This is the I don't know what this is, actually, but it's something to do with Mo Howard. It's a card of some sort. There you go. And then, nope, not finally. Jesus. These are stills, reproduction stills. Curly's getting his hair cut. Reproduction stills. Yeah, love this one. Classic. And one in color of him on the set of Three Stooges Meet Hercules. And then this one is from, I guess, the wedding of his daughter Joan. Mo's daughter Joan. So there you go with that. And there's another picture here. Yeah, it might be a still of Three Stooges. I forgot the name of this short, but yeah, not Three Stooges short. I got more. An old picture of I have no clue. Mo and somebody else. There's no info on here. I don't know. It's an old picture of Mo. And then an old picture of Curly, really young on his horse. There you go. And, here's a fun one. Motion picture employee card of Mo Howard for Columbia, I think. Yeah, check that out. That's a cool replica right there. And on the back, you got his fingerprints and everything else. Don't know if Columbia still does this stuff, but even his social security number's on there, which I think is kind of odd for them to put on there, but yeah, social security numbers on here. Mo Howard, and I don't know, Harry something Smith signed it as well. And all the Stooges had one of these, but this is the only replica I came with. Finally, in the replica stuff, you have a Three Stooges in Spanish. Guess this is one they did a personal appearance somewhere in Mexico, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. Could be for promoting their movie, Three Stooges. I think it's to promote their movie, The Outlaws is Coming, I think. I don't know. I can't read this. Anyone else can read it, let me know. But, yeah. Some comedians on there. Great replica. And that does it with the replicas. Okay? With the replica stuff in this set. I'm going to get to the DVDs. I'm going to show you them. This was an awesome... And that's the only reason why to get this set. Was to get the replica stuff. I can close it. There you go. Perfect. Now, the discs itself, I can get them out. The disc itself, 3 slim jewel cases. And the first one was volume 1, and it contains 3 episodes of the documentary. There you go. Volume 2, another 3 episodes of the documentary. And Volume 3, the last 3 episodes of the documentary. This documentary is absolutely fantastic if you have not seen it at all. So, and I'll tell you another place in a second on where you can get that set besides this box set. If you don't want to spend that much money on the box set, there's another place to get it. So that was Hey Mo, Hey Dad box set documentary. And I think you still find this at like Walmart, Target, stuff like that. Maybe not Amazon as well. This last one here, before I get into the last newer set, is the if I get it open, is it's out of print now. It's going for big bucks. Three Stooges, the complete cartoon collection. 156 cartoons, 40 live wraparound shorts, bonus CD. And the bonus CD is basically 12 sing-along songs plus 11 Christmas songs. And yeah, who put this out? RLJ Entertainment, which still is Comedy 3 Productions, still has the rights to it. So check out the back, and then we're going to check out what's in this box. Open this up like this. It has everything listed on here. Oh yeah. Open it up. Great packaging, by the way. Very solid. And there you go. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth disc is a CD of sing-along songs and Christmas songs which is well worth getting. And yeah, it's Curly Joe. I think on those, not Curly. I don't know why they have pictures of Curly on it, but this is a great set. And if you could find it still, I highly recommend picking it up. If you could still find it, because this is a better set than the next one I'm going to show you. Oh, boom. This last but not least one is something that was put out by Mill Creek recently. I want to see what year it is. 2017, so this is really recent. And it was put out by Mill Creek, Columbia, and Comedy 3 Productions. Or Comedy 3 Entertainment, my bad. And it is the Big Box of Nerds. And this right here has a lot of stuff that was on the this set. And some of the other sets that I just showed you. So I'm going to pull this out. There's a booklet in here, which is really nice. This is new to the set. And I'm just going to show you some stuff in here. It's got some bio information on all the Stooges. There you go. And also has a timeline and everything. So this is a great little booklet. First, this is the original one I bought, and the original one I bought, I gave it to a friend that was in the Three Stooges also, because I replaced them on Blu-ray. Well, it came back in the set, so I'm like, whatever. I wanted this set for majorly two things on it, and mine, I don't remember if they came with this artwork. I don't think so. I think it was just basic Three Stooges written on there. Don't remember. But, yeah. If you're looking just for a set to get all the movies in one spot, great set for that. Next is the Masters of Mayhem. This set right here is this is the classic shorts of solo shirts of Shimp Howard's on here from the 30s and 40s. Joe Besser comedy shorts, 14 from Shimp, 10 from Joe Besser from the 40s and 50s. Joe DeRita comedy shorts, 4 of his from the 40s, and the 3 early cartoon Three Stooges shorts, which I talked about earlier. What else is on here? You have the 2000 biopic TV movie produced by Mel Gibson, The Three Stooges, which is not really accurate. There's a lot missing out of it. There's a lot of like little cuts and stuff that they should have put in, but they didn't. And then you have... No, that's it. That's it. But this is well worth getting. And it does come with a digital... No, wait, no. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one doesn't come with a digital. Yeah, see? This one. And it's on a swing tray, so that's really good too. And disc 2, I think. Only 2 discs? Oh, it's 3. No, it's only 2 discs. But, yeah. You should have artwork and everything else. So, if you want that Three Stooges movie, it's on here as well. Which I didn't have, so I guess there's 3 things that I was looking for. This one, super heavy, and it is the final one in the collection. Sultans of Slapstick, which does come with the digital. And if anyone's interested in this digital, comment below, and it's all yours if you have a Mill Creek digital account. let me know. I will pass it on to you as soon as I find out where I did with it. There you go. This one contains the new Three Stooges cartoons, which I just showed you that set. It has the complete series, 156 episodes with the live wraparounds. So it's the same exact as this set, except it doesn't have the CD in it. Hey Mo, Hey Dad, a 9-part documentary series. It's in there. Three Stooges classics, 4 shorts plus 2 unaired pilots. The 4 shorts, of course, are the ones that lost their copyrights a long time ago, so they just put it on the set again. I don't know why. 2 unaired pilots would be Jerks of All Trade and Crooks Tour. And bonus would be the Three Stooges Family Album. Three Stooges Family Album slideshow with music from the Three Stooges. So, had to get something off my screen. Yeah, this is worth getting. You could get this by itself. It's expensive though. Give you a look at the back. There's a lot in this volume. Yeah, so it's well worth getting if you're a Stooge fan and you don't want to buy them all individually. It's the one with the cartoons, and this is one with cartoons. So it takes 2 discs up. Yeah, and no, it takes 3 discs up, as opposed to the other one where it takes more than that up. There's 3 discs on here. Hey Mo, Hey Dad, the documentary, which has 4 episodes on that, and the next one has 5 episodes. So it takes 2 discs here as opposed to 3 on the other set. And then the last one, bonus material, you have Disorder in the Court, Bride That's Groomed, Sing a Song of Sixpence, Malice in the Palace. All lost their copyright, so you can put them anywhere they want. But if it's Columbia, then they're restored and remastered. I have not watched those shorts yet on here. Jerks of All Trade, Cook's Tour, and the Three Stooges Family Album, photo album with music. Okay? So that's all on that disc. So this set is well worth getting if you're a Three Stooges fan that just wants everything in one spot. If you already have most of the stuff, then you don't need it. But since I was missing like 2 things off of here, and that was the made-for-TV movie and that Three Stooges Family Album one. Yeah. Well, Crooks Tour I had, but it was kind of like recorded for me from somebody else's copy. So that one I didn't have either as an official copy. So now I do. So it was 3 things in the set. That was well worth it. Alright. Oh, wow. It's a good set, yes. If you're a Stooge collector, I highly recommend you get it just to get the solo shorts, volumes. The hell with it. The solo short volumes, just to get it on here. The solo shorts, I guarantee you're going to love, especially the Shemp ones. Most of them are Andy Clyde shorts, but Shemp is the co-star in them. And if you're not familiar with Andy Clyde, he's a great comedian as well. There you go. There was just one short that's missing from that Shemp collection, and it's missing on the regular version too that you can buy from Columbia, because that one was totally out of print. No one could find a copy of it. Maybe one day it will, but yeah, this is a pretty good volume set. So that's it. That is all. And that's all I got for Three Stooges stuff right now. If I get any more, I'll do a short video on it. But if you really want that digital code, be the first to comment below, and you can have it. But you have to have a Mill Creek digital account to do it. And you don't get all of them, you just get one of the discs in there. I think it was a second one. Oh, I didn't actually open this up. There's a gatefold. See that? Really nice stuff. Gatefold. So, that's it. That's all. Hope you enjoyed this. And I didn't want to go this far. It was an hour and 24 minutes so far. Whew. But, hey, Three Stooges are my favorite comedy team. And, hey, I had to show respect to them. So, if you have any comments, questions, leave them below. This is Movie Edge saying movies are your best entertainment, especially the Three Stooges. Yeah. See you next time, people. Take care.